I'm thinking like a total cheapskates review of Nuuly, maybe? Miser? Miser might be a better word. Hey, I am Sarah, also known as Budget Girl here on the internet. If you have seen or heard of me anywhere before, I would not be shocked if you were shocked that I rented clothing. This is completely against my core personality, especially for like $90 or $98 because I found a coupon, obviously. But normally $98 for 6 items. On a normal month, I would automatically, and I have previously in years, been like, I would rather spend that 98 bucks, 100 bucks on clothing that I could like purchase and have forever. And it's gonna take a lot for me to turn the corner on that one and to change my mind. So I've had my Nuuly box for about 2 weeks. I spent my own money on this, and I've known about Nuuly clothing rental subscription for several years. And I'll admit, I've kind of like spied on it out of the periphery. And I've even logged in or like gone and browsed there a few times to see like, are there even 6 items of clothing in my size and my style that I would be interested in renting available? And I'll be honest, every time I've looked previously, no. However, at the end of December, I was like, you know what, my birthday's in January. It would be really nice if I like could get a new, nicer dress. I do have nicer dresses just for birthday dinner. And I was just like, well, what if I tried to look at Nuuly again and see if they had anything? And they have expanded their plus size clothing options. And I did find 6 things that I wanted to try. So I bit the bullet as a birthday present to me, and it hurt to spend almost $100 on clothing that I knew I was not going to get to keep, but that I also knew they were going to try to sell me. And I've had this for about 2 weeks. So I'm gonna tell you kind of what I got, what I think of it so far. And you know, I'm not gonna recommend it or not recommend it. I'm gonna let you draw your own conclusions. So let me show you what I got. First, let's go with the thing that's tempted me the most. This butterfly pullover sweater by Porridge is a size 3X, and it was $120 new, and it came new with tags. So if I were to buy it, it would be $107.52 or 16% off. That said, this was the thing that I loved the most out of this box, and I've worn it at least 7 times so far. It's like this boucle material. It is incredibly cozy. And when I went to work one day, I got so many compliments. That is one nice thing I've found about Nuuly that I didn't anticipate. I liked that I could wash the clothes and see how they kind of wore after the wash. This, I felt like, did get a little, like it stayed wrinkly after washing it. It didn't shrink up or anything, but it looks a little slouchier. I still really like it. It's so cozy and soft. And the reason that I got it is because I live in Texas, and so it's only cold for like a month out of the year, and I don't own a lot of sweaters. And so it's like, I'll rent one in this and see if I like it. And unfortunately, I love this. And I'm tempted to buy it, but I probably won't. If it was cheaper, I might. But I do really like it. And I have also looked on like Poshmark and Mercari and elsewhere on the internet, and I think this might be like a Nuuly exclusive or something, because I can't find it literally anywhere else. But it's adorable. I really like it. I don't like that I like it, so let's start with that. Because I don't want to spend $100 on a sweater. It's cute though, it's cute. I'm noodling on it. All right, next was this top, which I have worn 0 times. It's actually really raggedy. A lot of the lace is already busted, and I don't like it. It's too short on me, not a fan. This is the Anthropologie lace neck blouse. It's a 3X. Original price, $146, or they will sell it to me for $78 or 47% off. I will not be purchasing. I feel like it looks raggedy, and it should probably be retired by the Nuuly system. That is something that, like I said, you wear something, you order something, you get it out of the box. It's new. It's really nice. It's the nicest it's ever going to be. You don't necessarily get the chance to see that it's going to be all gross after a few washes. And if I had ordered this from Anthro for 150 bucks, I would be really mad. Let's be honest, I don't actually order anything from Anthro. I buy 90+% of my wardrobe secondhand or thrift it, but I've been looking for some new like cute tops, and this was a disappointment. But I guess I'm glad I got to try it. V-neck sweater, it's a 3X, $98 new, or they will sell it to me for $78.40 or 20% off. This was another, it's really heavy, by the way. This was another, I don't have a lot of cool weather clothing. Let's try it. I've worn this either once or twice, but I hate the sleeves. They get into everything. So good to know. I did kind of anticipate that when I saw it. It looks cute on the model, but yeah, not so much. It's fine. I wore it to work once. I will likely not wear it again. I don't like this, and I don't like this, but it was an item. Okay, next, and this is probably one of the better experiments out of this endeavor. This is the Anthropologie Peregrine Midi dress, and it is a 3X. Original price is $138, or they will sell it to me for $68, which is 56% off. I had a different pattern of this exact dress in my cart at Anthropologie, and I was considering buying it for myself as a birthday present. I had a 20% off coupon. Like I said, I never order from it directly, but I loved the pattern. Beautiful green, really vibrant version of this dress. And so when I saw it on Nuuly, I was like, well, let me try it out. There are a few kind of weird things about it, like this seam that goes right across the bust. But in my head, I was thinking, all right, so the model has a bigger bust than I do. Maybe a lay under bust on me. Why don't I just try it out? And boy, howdy, am I glad that I did. I do not like the fit of this dress at all, or the quality. Now, yes, if I'd ordered the green one from Anthro, I could have tried it on, and I bet it might have been like, I don't know about the cut, but I also might have kept it, washed it, and then I wouldn't have been able to return it. And what I wouldn't have known had I not done this is that the space between the buttons on this that go all the way down are not lined, or it's not tacked in any way. So after a dress like this is washed, these just gap, even if it is sized correctly on you, even if it's loose, and you can see through the dress all the way up. And that is not something that I would have learned until after I washed and therefore was unable to return the dress. Let me try this on for you real quick. So I don't know if you can see, but this gaps, and you can see my leggings under here when I walk. I do like the pockets, but I do not like this where it goes across my chest. And I don't like how high and kind of weird to the back the sleeves are. So it also just kind of feels too crepey. I don't know if that's the right word. I mean, would it be fine? Yes. And here's the thing. I was absolutely ready to buy that dress around the time that I placed the Nuuly order. But because I found this online, oh, you can see it there. See? And it's not too tight. Anyway, I was absolutely ready to buy this dress around the same time that I placed the Nuuly order, but I was like, let me try it on in person. And being plus size, it's often impossible for me to try on clothing before I buy it. Yes, I can buy stuff new and ship it back, but that's not always the most affordable option or something I really want to do. And I'd buy most of my clothes secondhand through like Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. And you can't return stuff like that. You just have to kind of cut the loss, resell it if you can. And heck, our Lane Bryant recently closed down. Our Torrid recently closed down. There are 0 places to plus size shop near me, except like Old Navy. So most of the time it's kind of an order it through the mail, hope it works out, return it if you can. But I'm glad that I tried this on and I didn't order that one dress from Anthropologie. I really liked it, and I would have been not happy with it, but I probably would have like kept it and tried to wear it anyway. So this, I almost feel like saved me $100, but that might be girl mathing a little hard. If I hadn't sent it back due to the fit, if I had ordered it, I would have been pissed after I washed it and saw that it like separated. I am not we're going to iron all of our clothes every time or really ever type of person. Like, this needs to go with my lifestyle, which is throw on and go. Next up, this dress is why I ended up convincing myself to order the Nuuly box. This is a Hutch butterfly wrap dress in a size 2X, and its original price is $320. It is gorgeous. I love the pattern. It's a wrap bra, so it's fairly flexible, and if I wanted to purchase it, it'd be just under $80 or 75% off. So I'm pretty sure they're trying to like clearance this out. I don't know how much deeper they go than that. Like I said, I have no experience. So I wore this for a birthday dinner Jacob took me out to, and I don't think I would ever spend $300 on a dress, even though it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll put in footage of me wearing it. It's a beautiful dress. However, it didn't wear as nicely as I really wanted it to. I had to be very cognizant of sitting up straight all night because this is a little more low cut than I wanted, and even trying to adjust the straps, they kept falling down during the day. Also, the bottom had a lot of static, and so as we were walking, we went out to dinner, and then we went to a local place called Century Square. We went to like a candy shop and walked around, and it kept kind of clinging to me. It is lying. Like, it's a very nice dress. It's beautiful. I felt beautiful, but I would not purchase it for $80, and I wouldn't purchase it for $320. At first, when I put it on, I was like, hey, maybe I could keep this, wear it if I had sold at the wedding or a fancy event or something. It's very springy. Fortunately, it's unseasonably warm in Texas right now, but I didn't love how it wears. It's a nice quality dress, but I think this is the perfect case example for renting versus buying. I know that for a lot of the people that use Nuuly are maybe like influencers, and they don't want to wear the same dress to multiple events, whether they'll be photographed. In that case, I do think it could be worth it. It was nice to wear a fancy dress for an evening, but I really don't think I'll be doing a Nuuly again unless I've got like a bunch of events stacked up that I need to have fancy clothes for. So otherwise, I don't think that's necessarily worth the $100 a month. Let's do the final item though, which I do think made this worth it. This is the Isabel mini dress from Porridge. It is a size 3X and $138 new, or I can purchase it for $75 off for $35. Oh, actually, this is the Isabel mini dress in a 3X from Porridge, and I cut it in half. So I'll be buying this. So here's a skill with this, and it's the other reason I decided to order a Nuuly, because of this three specific use cases. I wanted to try that dress on. I wanted a birthday dress, and I wanted to see if one of my favorite dresses that I'd owned for a while that shrunk could be potentially replaced. And so this is a 2X version of the dress. I bought it off of Poshmark last year for about $60. And I wore it to work a bunch of times. I really, really like it. It's got pockets, big blouse sleeves, my favorite colorway, super comfy. And every single time I washed it, I hung it up to air dry. So I did not shrink this to dry, but it shrunk vertically. So it just ended up too short on me for me to comfortably wear to work. So it's been sitting in my closet, and I've been trying to think of ways to restore the dress. And I even looked up a bunch of like lace trims, which I have done before. This dress, for instance, I bought from Poshmark, it's Old Navy brand, and it was too short. So I just found this little white lace and I attached it at the bottom with like a hem tape. And it's really nice now. It works really good. This, I couldn't quite find something to match it. And so it's been sitting in my closet for maybe like 4 or 5 months. I saw they had a version on Nuuly, size up, and I was like, okay, well, maybe I just need a size up. And, it might be worth it even to purchase another version of this dress, because I've gotten so much wear out of this one. If you don't know, I track my cost per use for garments, and this was down to like $2 a wear. I had worn it a lot, maybe like 7. I'd have to look it up. I have a whole cost per video that I will link below. It's ridiculous, but I enjoy the data, okay? Sometimes a girl just needs some data. Anyway, I found they sent me this version. It was also way too short. I know it's a mini dress, but I know that when I got that one new, it hit right above my knee. And this one, which was a size larger, was also hitting like really high mid thigh. And so I found this local community event that was like a clothing repair, recycle seminar workshop, and it was free to go to. And I went and I brought this dress and this one, and I found a really sweet lady there named Susan, who was like a master seamstress. I only know enough to get myself into trouble, really. Like, I can hem something, but yeah. And she gave me the advice to seam rip the little skirt part. Each of these originally had one of these little gathered skirts at the bottom. So this one used to be here, and this section used to be on the other dress. She sat there for an hour and helped me seam rip out all of this mess to detach the ruffle from this. And then it was the exact perfect size to just add to the bottom of this one. And there was another woman there named Leah. She brought her serger, and she very, very kindly allowed Susan and I to use her serger to essentially attach a second ruffle to the bottom of this dress. Now, this hits right at my knee ever so slightly, longer than I want, but I think if I dry it once, it'll be perfect because it didn't shrink horizontally, it only shrunk vertically. But now I have one of my favorite dresses back again. And then I used the serger to just bottom off this, and now I have a top. So for the $35 I'm spending to buy this from Nuuly, I now have my favorite dress and a top back again. And quite frankly, that makes the entire experience worth it to me, but that's not really translatable or applicable to anyone else who might be using Nuuly. So I recognize that this is a severely minor use case. But for this was worth it. I wore this dress to work yesterday, and it was so nice to have one of my favorite dresses back. And I haven't worn the top yet, but I will. So total spent is going to be $90 for the rental, and then $35 for the dress that I've already cut in half. So yes, I obviously have to purchase that. And I'm not going to order another Nuuly next month, but maybe maybe mid-year or something, I might try it again. If there's something that I want to try that I don't necessarily want to buy. I feel like this does fill a niche that isn't necessarily available in other places in clothing. I'm not saying I recommend it. $100 a month is a lot of money that could otherwise be spent building a really solid wardrobe. But if you have some very specific things you need holes in your wardrobe filled for, maybe it will work out monetarily to be slightly more convenient for you. You will have some willpower, because that blue sweater, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to send it back and maybe hope I can find it on the secondhand market at some point. And some of y'all might think I'm insane for that, but I don't want to spend $100 on a sweater. I just don't. I don't think I'll get enough cost per wear out of it because it's already hot again in Texas. January was the only cold month. So let me know what you think of Nuuly. This is my completely unfiltered, completely unsponsored, honest review. I managed to make it work for the specific clothing needs and situations that I have. I do feel like that was probably worth the rental for a birthday dress if I broke this out 90 divided by 6 for how much I spent on that. This saved me a little bit of money because I was absolutely going to order this dress in a different colorway and figure out that I hated it. And then this I feel like could go in one of my 5 frugal things list videos. I saved one of my favorite dresses for $35, and it wouldn't have worked to just purchase another one because it would have shrunk vertically anyway. This, I'm good now. I'm so good. All right, well, thank you guys for watching this video. You can check out my cost per use video on my wardrobe and 5 frugal things and other stuff that I do. This is slightly niche, but I enjoy sometimes seeing other people try stuff out and how they can make it work for them before I invest my money in it. So that is the intention here, and also simply to entertain and talk about pretty clothes because I'm a girl. I will see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you would like to, and I just hope you have a wonderful day.